dip progression. Dip and the support position for L-sits and other work on handles and rings. And the most fundamental part of this is supporting yourself. So the support position, you're taking all of your weight in your hands, and that's pretty obvious, but what that means is all of your body weight is on your shoulders, right? And your center of mass, when you're in a dip position, at least at the top, your center of mass is at least part of the time it's above your support. You're above the rings, above the handles. And what it means is that we can't allow our shoulders to be pushed around by this. You have to be able to support your body weight, not just be up there. That's not enough. The shoulders must not be allowed to drift up like this. You know, the weight of your body pushing you around, and especially it can't come up and cave in forward as you start to move. What this shows, what this means is that the shoulder blade, the whole shoulder blade, the entire structure is moved out of position, and now all the force that Jim's able to generate through his shoulders is going to be in the wrong place and load up muscles in inappropriate ways, which is why dips have a reputation for messing up people's shoulders, because the shoulders get moved around. So we can make this safe and effective and allow you to build a foundation you can keep progressing on, but we have to start with really solidly putting your shoulder blades where they belong. These scapula have to be pulled back and down, and will you relax again, Jim, and do that again? Back and down, and notice what happens. It looks like he shoved his rib cage out. Chest up is a cue we'll use a lot. And even now, not supporting his weight, he's pushing his hands down hard, right? So he feels his lats on, his upper back is turned on, and he's ready to now support himself. So let's see what that looks like on the handles. Jump to support. Will you start in a passive position, just kind of sag down? This is not where you want to be ever, really. It's not even a great way to stretch. It just feels kind of nasty. Push your body up, or a good way to talk about this and feel it is shove those handles down as hard as you can. Never mind that the handles don't move at all. Just push them down hard. Or big chest, right? Big chest. He's pulling his shoulders back and down, and you should feel obviously a lot of pressure in your triceps, but upper back up here is really working hard to keep the shoulder blades pulled back and down. Right, so that's a basic support position. It's pretty common to be, for a lot of folks, can't really support a solid, active enough shoulder position while taking their whole body weight. So we have to figure out a way to start a little bit lighter than that, take some of your weight off of the shoulders. So what we do is set up your dip handles to make sure your support, maybe you put a box under your feet or you bring the handles down like you can on our rig. But Jim's going to press himself up here to an active support with his feet still on the ground. He's still getting quite a bit of lift from his feet, which allows him to modulate the pressure in his shoulders and get that active shoulders pulled back and down and hold that. Now, we never actually worry much about lifting the feet. Forget about your feet. What you're going to do instead is push up hard with the shoulders. Keep pushing, push hard. And we will hold this in our programming. You'll hold it for time, and we'll do some various drills like that. And at some point you realize, like, oh, it doesn't really matter where my feet are anymore. And you can really get ahead of yourself by getting obsessed about lifting your feet up, right? And allowing the shoulder collapse that comes with that. Now we're going to work on support position at the bottom, right? We're going to build strength at the very bottom of the move, and this is also a nice stretching move, if you will, or it's not stretching in the passive sense, but again, increasing your range of motion. So what's going to happen here is Jim is going to open his stance out so he has some room, and then basically just squat down between the handles. There's no load on his shoulders, and watch what happens as he comes down. He came down so far that his shoulders collapsed. They kind of caved into the front, which is, you know, it's all the way down for him, but it's no place to be supporting your weight, right? So first he has to organize his shoulders. He's got to pull his shoulder blades back and down, and he's squeezing his shoulder blades together hard and starting to take more and more weight in his hands, and just developing the sense of turning on his shoulders and supporting his weight at the bottom. Notice that process brought him up a little bit. Over time, you will develop a deeper and deeper support position here at the bottom. And ultimately, we want hands all the way in your armpits without that collapse. So part of the solid active support position, we talked about pulling the shoulders back and down hard, but part of that discussion involves what we call shoulder torque. It's a little bit of external rotation in the entire arm, but what's really happening is I'm turning on muscle around the shoulder in a way that pulls my shoulder blade back and down, and it feels like I'm screwing my arm out a little bit, this external rotation. Your thumb is rotating at the top out. What happens here is pulling my shoulder blade back and down and torquing my shoulder hard, and you can see how that I can pull my shoulders back and down, and now I'll add the torque. It's visibly tightening everything up even more. We do this on the rings, on support positions, even in push-ups. In push-up position in a plank, if you're just relaxed or you allow your shoulders to hunch up at all, you're going to lose the stability you need in here. We need to pull those shoulders down and create some torque. In a push-up position, we'll talk about trying to scrub your hands out. On the dip handles, we'll talk about trying to bend the handles out. On the rings, we actually want to see, when you're finally working ring supports and ring dips, we want to see a little bit of external rotation. It's not huge. We're not flapping our wrist all over. It's torquing the shoulder. Okay, the next step in our development, after you have a good solid active support position at the top, good solid active support position at the bottom, is we're going to do what's called negatives. You're going to lower yourself under control. So jump to support, nice strong active shoulders, good torque. He's going to maintain his torque in the shoulders, nice active shoulders, and control 2 or 3 second negative. Jump back to support, nice active shoulders. Keep those things active all the way down, 2 or 3 second negative. Never allowing the shoulders to roll over and collapse. Okay, go ahead and jump to support. As you get stronger in your dip progression, you'll be able to control your rate of descent to the point that it takes 5-6 seconds to come all the way down. So maintaining active shoulders again all the way down, jump to support. This is all before you're able to do an unassisted dip, but get full depth on the negative, and now we've slowed it way down. And you could even throw in a pause at various steps along the way. Pause for 1001, pause for 1001, maybe pause just off the bottom, 1001, and right after that you'll be able to do unassisted dips. So performing full body weight dips. As we talked about in the progression, it's essential that you keep your shoulders back and down and keep this solid support position. You can't have any hunching over, rounding, or rolling inward of the shoulders at any point in any part of the depth of this dip. So Jim jumps to support, nice solid support position, big chest. You can see his shoulders are back and down. Now he's going to keep that engagement all the way down. And you can see there's just no obvious rolling in of the shoulders, full depth at the bottom. And nice full extension of the elbows at the top. Notice also we're not doing any crazy pumping of the lower body. The point here is to develop upper body strength.